Have a look at that. What is the dominant thing you are thinking about in your life? Because if your dominant thing that you're thinking about is not firstly God and your connection with God, secondly, yourself and the connection with your own soul and reflecting love and truth at every moment, and thirdly, connecting with your soulmate and reflecting love and truth in that environment at the moment, then there is already a disharmony within us that's out of harmony with God's divine truth. So, for example, I don't want to think about my soulmate at all. I don't want to hear who my soulmate is. I don't want to know who he or she is. I don't want to feel for her. I've got my own stuff to work through. Now, if that's what's going on for you, you're blind to one thing in particular, and that is you're not bringing your love into harmony with the way God designed you, right? And every time you're thinking about something that's different to that, bringing yourself into harmony with the love of God and the love of you and your soulmate, and then the love of others, you are out of harmony with the way God created her universe. And when we're out of harmony with the way God created her universe, we can't but create other things. You see, when you are really focused on your relationship with God primarily, and that nothing else can shake that relationship, you will find that no matter what happens in your life, you're not going to get off this path. But if you're not focused on that and you're focused on other things, for example, many of you are focused on your physical well-being. In other words, you're worried every time you have an ache and pain in your body, right? Many of you still. And you're worried that, I might not be eating the right thing, or might not be, maybe it's this emotion. But why is the focus on your body and your body's pain? Because you want comfort and you want other things, right? Now, true, on the divine love path, when you work through your emotions, you will have a lot of those, eventually all of those things resolved. But while you're focused on that, if that is your first focus in your life, if that's where all your time and your energy and your effort goes, not much is going to be left for the real thing, which is developing your soul and growing towards God and entering this at-one-ment relationship with God. Focus your energy first on that, and everything else will result. That's why I said in the first century the words, put first, and in the Bible it's written God's kingdom, and I'd like to say put first God's love, and all other things will come to you. Right? All other things will come to you. But you know what we do? We don't trust that very much. So what we do is we don't put first God's love, we put first a lot of other things. And that's what we need to learn to do. In fact, in the battle for your soul, that is one of the best things you can do. To make a firm, heart-based commitment to your own relationship with God, where that becomes your total motivator for everything that you do. And once you get to that stage, what will happen is things will happen through your life and they'll hardly matter to you, because everything is focused on this relationship with God. That's all you want, firstly. And then all these other things will be added to you anyway. So can I just say in conclusion that this battle for your soul is a very intense and emotional battle, if you haven't already noticed that, right? And what will happen in your life is that you can give up for a little while if you want, but all that happens is you still have to make the battle in the end. So everything that you give up now, later on will have to be addressed at some point. So why bother giving it up now? Why not just battle away with your soul? Focus on those major things, no? Particularly staying in love and truth, particularly that. It'll bring up so much for you if you learn to act in harmony with love and truth everywhere in your life, with what you believe to be love and truth, even right at this moment, is better than not acting at all. Right? And if you do that, you'll find that you'll win this battle quite easily. If you don't do that, you'll find you'll become one of the battle casualties for a while. Does that make sense? Right? You'll feel exhausted, under somebody else's control, you feel like you're giving up, and there'll be moments where you feel like a casualty, and you need to work your way through that even emotionally and reconnect with God every time. And there are so many wonderful tools we have to prevent ourselves from becoming a battle casualty. But remember, there's so many spirits who want you to be a casualty. They want you to be a casualty of this battle. They want you to be in darkness for thousands of years, just like they are. In fact, many of them would want you to even be worse than them. Some of them look at the power of your own soul, and they actually think it would be wonderful if they could have the advantage of the power of your soul in a negative direction. That's how they see you. Some of them look at you and go, wow, there's a very powerful person, there's a very powerful person, there's a very powerful... If I could have that power in an evil way, wow, what damage could we do? How do you think ones like Hitler got chosen? Can you see how they got chosen? There was in their soul the ability for a lot of power, which could have been used for good or evil, right? And then these evil spirits just get onto them, right? And manipulate the events and the circumstances and the situations to such a degree that the person on earth then becomes a powerful tool for the evil influence, right? And that's how, somebody asked earlier how you get into that location in the hills. That's how you get there. By becoming a powerful person in an evil way. And historically, you've known many of the people who were there. You've heard of them, you know.